Hey guys, Fox here, and today we're going to be doing the USFL week review for the USFL Championship. Now, I will have a couple of videos like I've been doing about Eliminated and a Champions video about this, but I do have to talk about this for the week review. To put it simply, there was only one game this week, and when you look at it, it's pretty simple. It was just the championship game between the Stallions and Stars, which the Stallions won 33-30. Now, if you look at the stats, is where you can see how the Stallions are able to pull this off. To put it simply, both quarterbacks did get hurt, and my sincerest, I guess, I'm not really good at my sincerest, thoughts go to Case Cookus, because I know he was supposed to get married in, a couple of days, but he's got, a broken fibula. Hopefully, he's able to still pull that through. But to put it simply, is a football perspective, both quarterbacks would go down to injury at different parts in the game. Jamar was pretty much out for the entire second half. He was very solid in the first half. He nearly had 100 QBR. And then Alex Magoo came in, and he was all right. He pretty much did his job to be mediocre. He was basically played like a backup quarterback. Bo Scarborough went off for a couple of nasty runs. He had a 70-yard run, and then he had a 35-yard touchdown run. Then Marlon Williams had an insane game, and Victor Bolden was pretty okay, pretty solid. And then Brandon Aubrey, he almost sold it for the team, but they were still able to pull through. Overall, they were able to really benefit from their defense. Their defense had 4 sacks with 2 interceptions and 8 pass defenses and scored a touchdown off of pick 6, so it was really a big deal that their defense stepped up when it needed to. Now, that's where we see some flaws. The Stars, yeah, they had a couple issues. So Cookus, as I said, tragically, completely tore his fibula right at the end, so it's really sad to see. He would have gotten an NFL opportunity, but now it seems that might not happen because of that injury. He might not be able to do stuff. You hate to see it, but he played excellent. A 117.3 QBR is insane. He had 17 for 29. That's almost 60 completion percentage. 222 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no picks is incredible. KJ Costello, on the other hand, he pretty much single-handedly sold this game. His first pass was a pick 6, and then on his final drive, they threw an interception. He pretty much single-handedly ruined him, even though he did have that one drive where he was able to put him back in range. The rushing was pretty decent-ish. Yes, they averaged 4.7, but they only did run the ball 17 times. Overall, it's more the fact that their receiving core, you had 4 different receivers with at least 4 receptions and 40 yards, which is pretty good. And then, as for defensively, they were solid, but they just weren't as good as Birmingham. 1 sack and 1 interception and 6 pass defenses is definitely less. But overall, congratulations to the Birmingham Stallions. As I said, I'll do a more in-depth video later, but they are the 2022 inaugural USFL champions. It's pretty incredible to see them pull it off. They were favorites pretty much after week 3, thanks to the fact that they had home field advantage, and then people like me are thinking, oh, well, they wouldn't play as good as in the playoffs, and they ended up pulling it off. It did take some injuries to have happen. The Stars were without Matt Colburn the whole time, but hey, they pulled it off. And then the last thing is the MVP of the game went to Victor Bolden Jr. But, not to take the spotlight off him, but I really don't understand how he won this. Put it simply, he was solid. As a receiver, he's pretty good. 6 receptions for 64 yards. Only flaw is Marlon Williams had 7 receptions for 105 yards. He also had a touchdown. And you could say, well, he's also a returner. Well, kick return-wise, he had 143-yard return out of his 4 attempts, and then that was it. So he did have one really nice 43-yard return, but outside of that, he didn't have any big returns. He never got any yards from punt returns, and that, to put it simply, I would rather give it to Bo Scarborough. I mean, that 70-yard touchdown or 70-yard run put him right in the red zone, and then his 35-yard touchdown run was a big deal when it happened. He played outstanding, but honestly, if you're going to give it to a receiver, Marlon Williams, I feel just deserved it more. So, that's pretty much my thoughts. If this has been Fox, if you enjoy this content, we'll have you notified as soon as I upload any videos. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and I'll see you guys next time, as we're going to be doing some more different USL content.